सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। व्यास नमस्कारम। ओम व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। शिव नमस्कारम। ओम नमस्ताराय नमः शंभवे च मयो भवे च नमः शंकराय च मयस्कराय च नमः शिवाय च शिवतराय च त्र्यंबकं यजामहे सुगंधिं पुष्टिवर्धनम् उर्वारुकमिव बन्धनान् मृत्योर्मुक्षीयमामृतात्। ओम नमस्तेस्तु भगवन् विश्वेश्वराय महादेवाय त्र्यंबकाय त्रिपुरान्तकाय त्रिकाग्निकालाय कालाग्निरुद्राय नीलकण्ठाय मृत्युञ्जयाय सर्वेश्वराय सदाशिवाय श्रीमन् महादेवाय नमः। ओम शंच मे मयश्च मे प्रियंच मे नुकामश्च मे कामश्च मे सौमनसश्च मे भद्रंच मे श्रेयश्च मे वस्यश्च मे यशश्च मे भगश्च मे द्रविणञ्च मे यन्ता च मे धर्ता च मे क्षेमश्च मे धृतिश्च मे विश्वञ्च मे महश्च मे संविच्च मे ज्ञात्रञ्च मे सोश्च मे प्रसूश्च मे सीरञ्च मे लयश्च मरुतञ्च मे अमृतञ्च मे अयक्ष्मञ्च मे अनामयच्च मे जीवातुश्च मे दीर्घायुत्वं च मे नमित्रं च मे भयं च मे सुगं च मे शयनं च मे सोषा च मे सुदिनं च मे। ओमिडा देवहोर्मनुर्यज्ञनेर्बृहस्पतिरुक्ता वदानि शगंसि षद्विश्वे देवाः सोक्तवाच पृथिवीमातर्मामाहिगंसेर् मधुवनिष्ये मधुजनिष्ये मधुवक्ष्यामि मधुवदिष्यामि मधुमतेन देवेभ्यो वाचमुद्यासकं शुश्रूषेण्यां मनुष्येभ्यस्तम्मा देवा अवन्तु शोभायै पितरोऽनुवदन्तो। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रीराम स्मरणं श्रीराम ध्यानम्। ओम वैदेही सहितं सुरद्रुमतले हैमे महामण्डपे मध्ये पुष्पकमासने मणिमये वीरासने सुस्थितम् अग्रे वाचयति प्रभञ्जनसुते तत्त्वं मुनिभ्यः परं व्याख्यान्तं भरतादिभिः परिवृतं रामं भजे श्यामलं। वामे भूमिसुता पुरस्तु हनुमान् पश्चात् सुमित्रासुतः शत्रुघ्नो भरतश्च पार्श्वदलयोः वायुवादिकोणेषु च सुग्रीवश्च विभीषणश्च युवराट् तारासुतः जाम्बवान् मध्ये नीलसरोजकोमलरुसिं रामं भजे श्यामलं। नमोऽस्तु रामाय सलक्ष्मणाय देव्यै च तस्यै जनकात्मजायै नमोऽस्तु रुद्रेन्द्रयमानिलेभ्यः नमोऽस्तु चन्द्रार्कमरुद्गणेभ्यः आपदामपहर्तारं दातारं सर्वसम्पदां लोकाभिरामं श्रीरामं भूयो भूयो नमाम्यहम्। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनाम वरानने। अथ श्रीमदध्यात्म रामायण माहात्म्य अंतर्गत श्री रामादि देवतानां नमस्कारः। ओम रामं विश्वमयं वन्दे रामं वन्दे रघोद्वहं रामं विप्रवरं वन्दे रामं श्यामाग्रजं भजे यस्य वागं श्रुतश्च्यूतं रम्यं रामायणामृतं शैलजासेवितं वन्दे तं शिवं सोमरूपिणं सच्चिदानन्दसन्दोहं भक्तिभूतिविभूषणं पूर्णानन्दमहं वन्दे सद्गुरुं शङ्करं स्वयं अज्ञानध्वान्तसंहर्त्री ज्ञानालोकविलासिनी चन्द्रचूडवद वचश्चन्द्र चन्द्रिकेयं विराजते जयति रघुवंशतिलकः कौसल्यानन्दिवर्धनो रामः दशवदननिधनकारी दाशरथिः पुण्डरीकाक्षः अप्रमेयत्रयातीत निर्मलज्ञानमूर्तये मनोगिरां विदुराय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. Having saluted all the devatas, Sri Rama Bhagavan, the main hero of this Adhyatma Ramayana, Bhagavan Umamaheshwara, who is the teacher and listener, and also Vyasa Bhagavan, who is the writer of this Purana in the Brahmaanda Purana. We have done Namaskaram to all of them. ओम समस्त देवताभ्यो नमः ऋषिभ्यो नमः मुनिभ्यो नमः गुरुभ्यो नमः ब्राह्मणेभ्यो नमः नदी नदीभ्यो नमः आचार्येभ्यो नमः तीर्थेभ्यो नमः क्षेत्रेभ्यो नमः शास्त्रेभ्यो नमः. ओम परब्रह्मणे नमः महाविष्णवे नमः विश्वामित्र वशिष्ठ व्यासादि भगवत् श्रीमद् रामायणाचार्येभ्यो नमो नमः. दश दिक्पालकेभ्यो द्वादशादित्येभ्यो नमः एकादश रुद्रेभ्यो नमः दश दिक्पालकेभ्यो नमः नवग्रहेभ्यो नमः सप्त ऋषिभ्यो नमः अष्टवसवेभ्यो नमः सप्त ऋषिभ्यो नमः षड्ऋतुभ्यो नमः पंचमहाभूतेभ्यो नमः चतुर्वेदेभ्यो नमः गुणत्रयेभ्यो नमः जीवेश्वराभ्यां नमः परब्रह्मणे नमो नमः. Today is Janmashtami, but for us it's an interesting thing. On the day of Janmashtami, we are starting to study the Adhyatma Ramayana, which is the part of Brahmaanda Purana, which is one of the 18 main Puranas given to us by Bhagavan Vyasa. Vyasa Bhagavan is said to have given 108 Puranas. Purana, Mahapurana, Atipurana, Kila Purana, Laghu Purana, Upapurana. 6 into 18 x what? But many of them are not available. Main 18 Puranas, some of the Upapuranas are available to us all the time. So, Matsya Markandeya, Bhavishyat Bhagavata, Brahma Brahmaanda, Brahma Vivarta, then Vishnu Varaha Vamana Vayu, Agni Narada Linga Garuda Kurma Skanda Padma. These are the 18 Puranas which are having the Lord through all Leelas expressed transcendentally as well as immanent, so that our devotion to the Paramatma increases as his devotee and sevaka only we live. Thus our mukti is guaranteed, our bhukti is guaranteed. Now we have done by Guru Krupa, Ishvara Krupa, the Valmiki Ramayana, total study of 24,000 slokas. Tulsi Ramayana Parayanam we have done. In the beginning, Tulsi Ramayana up to Sri Ramanama Mahima Balakanda, that also satsang we did. Further we will do when the Lord wants. Now the Sankalpa came to do Adhyatma Ramayanam. So we have started it couple of weeks back, already in last 14-15 days. We have done the initial Sri Rama Stotra, Sri Anjaneya Stotra, the Gayatri Ramayanam, Janaki Jivanashtakam, and the last 3-4 days we are doing the Adhyatma Ramayana Mahatmya as given by Brahmadeva through Naradji to all of us to inspire us to study Adhyatma Ramayana. In the Adhyatma Ramayana, the three the Mukhya Bhagas are: first is Sri HRUDAYAM, which is in the beginning. Second is the entire Ramayana Katha, in which Sri Rama Avatara Leelas as well as the various Gurus, Rishis, Muni, Devatas continuously do the Stutya Paramatma or have the mutual interaction, in which Brahma Tattva, Yoga Tattva, Antakarana Shuddhi Tattva, Bhakti Tattva, Dharma Tattva, all of them which are the essence of all Shastras, which are the sadhanas to be done by all of us, they all will be described. Toward the end, Sita Paritya के बाद सीता जी खुद ही चली आते, उसके बाद श्री राम लक्ष्मण संवाद, श्री राम गीता, in which again Sakala Upanishad Saram we see. Yesterday we did the chanting of all of them. Now today, before we start the Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam, let's once remind ourselves of all our Sankalpa. For what Sankalpa we are doing the Adhyatma Ramayana Adhyanam? One, for Divya Bhavya Ramya and Nirmanam of the Mandiram in Ayodhya very soon. Second, all our Hindu Mandiras which are broken, taken away, should come back. Third, right from the Ayodhya Ram Mandira up to in all the Mandiras, Nitya Nirantara Shastrokta Puja Upasana and all Bhagavad related activities including Yajnas, Homas, Satsangas should relentlessly happen. Fourth one, all the Sanatana Dharma sadhana doing people, seva doing people should be empowered with all the things required. Fifth one, anybody who is disturbing Sanatana Dharma, Vedika Samskriti, they should get buddhi or they should be ruthlessly eliminated by the Lord. Sixth one, let entire world have the brotherly feeling, all of them become Adhyatmika and do sadhana in their own respective desired manner. Seventh one is, you and I, through the study of all the Vedanta Shastras, Bhakti Shastras, fulfill our life through the Bhakti by having Bhagavad Darshana, Kripa, Anugraha, Anubhuti, and through the Vedanta, the Anubhuti of Parabrahma. These are the 7-8 Sankalpas. And also these pandemics, the wars, those internal clashes, whatever that are happening, the cross-border terrorisms, every one of them, hey Bhagavan, remove all of that. And mostly, importantly, please replace the Bhautika Vada by the Adhyatmika Vada. These are the 8 Sankalpas we are putting in front of Bhagavan Sri Rama, Bhagavan Sri Shiva, and all the Rishimani Devatas to fulfill as a result of our this Adhyayanam when we do it and offer at their feet. इन बिटवीन कभी कभी बाद बीच में हम इसको याद करेंगे संकल्प को, क्यों हम रामायण का पाठ कर रहे हैं. क्लियर? नाउ वी डू जस्ट राम नाम कीर्तनम. ओम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, 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 जय जय राम जय जय राम, जय जय राम. By the grace of Sri Rama and all the Ramayana Acharyas, Gurus, Munis, Rishis, Devatas, here now we are announcing the beginning of the chanting and Adhyanam to our own capacity level of Sri Adhyatma Ramayana Shastra Purana, which is a part of the Brahmaanda Purana. Point 1. 2. We will be chanting the mantras, then I will start telling the meaning of them. Wherever the pausing is required, contemplation is required, explanation is required, we do that. Wherever only literal meaning is enough for you to understand, that much only we do. But with our utmost Shraddha, utmost application, we will be in the class very regularly, sincerely, seriously, allowing Sri Rama Anubhuti happen in us through the understanding, digestion of this Adhyatma Ramayana Shastra Jnanam. Be acutely intense. Because every sloka, if I start explaining the word meaning, it will take more time than the Ramayana Bhagavata put together. Because every sloka, every word has the Brahma Tattva Chintanam only. So you can already, you have heard so many Upanishads of late last 2-3 years. So most of the words are familiar to you. Most of the, what is that? The Vedanta Prakriyas that are mentioned, either it is sadhanas or the upamanas, examples, all of them would be easily catchable to you. Like whenever in the chanting, Rajju Sarpa comes, immediately you know, like in Tulsi Ramayana also, Rajjav Yata Her Brahmaha, Yat Padaplavamekameva Bhavam Bodhe Sthite Shavatam, Vandeham Tamashesha Karanam Ramakamisha Harim. So in this way, wherever the Vedantic examples come, you the regular listeners of Upanishad with Bhashya become familiar easily. Even though without missing, everywhere, every word we will explain. If at all we don't tell details, please you yourself take it as homework or at that very moment try to go deeper in catching that. इस तरह से हम भगवत कृपा गुरुओं की कृपा से कोशिश करेंगे पढ़ने का, जैसा होगा उनकी कृपा है. स्टार्ट. ओम श्री रामचंद्र परब्रह्मणे नमः. श्रीमद् ब्रह्मांड पुराणांतर्गत श्रीमद् अध्यात्म रामायणम श्री वेद व्यास प्रणीतम बालकांडम प्रथम सर्गः श्री राम हृदय सर्गः. chanting we are beginning. We will not chant 10 to 20 slokas and do the explanation. Chanting karenge, explain sabka tab karenge. And after doing 2 3 sargas, the idea will come. Any improvement has to be done, we will do it. Any editing to be done, we do it. Let the God guide us. Let the Guru guide us. Okay. Now I am starting the first mantra, second mantra, in which in which Sri Rama Bhagwan is remembered as Parabrahma Tattva and salutations are extended to him. Then in the further mantras, the Adhyatma Ramayana Mahima itself is sung in 7 8 slokas. Then in the Brahmanda Purana, the Katha Vyasaji starts by narrating the story of discussion between Uma and Maheshwara in Kailasa. So there, Umaji goes to Bhagavan Shiva, she is there only. She puts in front of him those 2 3 questions. She wants to know the Parabrahma Tattva. She also wants to have clarity of a doubt she got in her mind regarding Bhagavan Rama. Of that question, Bhagavan Shiva gives answer. While he gives answer only, again he brings the topic of when the Ravana Vada is over, Pattabhishekam is over, that time Sri Rama orders Sita to tell Hanumanji about the Jnanam because he was fit there with full devotion surrender. Having Sita explains to Hanumanji about everything happens by Prakriti, but it is superimposed on Narayana at all. Bhagavan himself takes up and talks about his own Brahma Tattva to Hanuman. This is how in the Rama HRUDAYAM these 5 6 topics are there. First topic Sri Rama Namaskaraha. Second topic Adhyatma Ramayana Mahima. Third topic Parvatiji's Prashna. Fourth topic Bhagavan Shiva's Uttara. Fifth topic in that only Sri Rama ordering Sita to tell Hanumanji about the Jnanam. Sixth topic Rama himself telling Hanumanji about Brahma Tattva. Clear? What is there in Sri Rama Hrudayam? Pratama Sargaha Balakandaha. Now you all have the contents, the names, the subheadings. The details we will see when we chant and see the meaning, which we are starting now. Om Sri Ramachandra Parabrahmane Namaha. Start. Om Yah Prithvi Bharavaranaaya Divijaihi Samprarthitaschinmayaha Sanjata Prithvitale Ravikule Maya Manushyo Vyayaha निश्चक्रं हतराक्षसः पुनरगात् ब्रह्मत्वमाद्यं स्थिरां कीर्तिं पापहरां विधाय जगतां तं जानकीशं भजे. So this is the first Shanti mantra or Sri Rama Namaskara or Prarthana mantra. How is it? Tam Janaki Isham Bhaje. Bhaje, I salute, I worship, I pray, I invoke the blessings of that Lord who is Janaki Isha. Tam Janaki Isha Bhaje. To that Janaki Ishvara, my salutation. Who is he? Yaha. He who is Prithvi Bhara Varanaya. Prithvi, the earth. Bhara means Bhara, the heaviness. The heaviness on the earth is not number of the jivas with number of dehas. The bhara, the Mata Prithvi feels when the jivas lose sight of dharma and they start doing only the adharma and papa. That time Mata Bhumi becomes or feels the heaviness in her. Is it not? In our life also we can see anybody towards us behave properly in a dharmic loving manner. Don't we feel very light in our heart? Like when you come regularly to class, very attentive, very sensitive, very responsive, very sincere, reporting to me regularly. This chanting we are doing, this study we are doing, Swamiji, I'm doing well, I'm thankful to you. All that, or I'm doing well, doing sadhana by Guru Kripa. How light I feel. In the same way, when somebody insults us or humiliates us, belittles us, doesn't respect us, don't we feel bhara in our heart? होता है ना? We feel that heaviness. Your own children, When they listen to you, what a light joy, L-I-G-S-T, lightness. And when they don't listen, they are irresponsive, indisciplined, disobedient. गड़बड़ हो जाता है. You don't feel इतना दिल में इतना वजन वजन लगता है. So too, Mata Bhumi is more happy to give all her resources and blessings when any number of people or jivas are there following dharma. But whenever the people are following adharma, शास्त्र के विधि के opposite जी रहे, then she, because Prithvi's arrival into this cosmos has come to support jivas to evolve spiritually through dharma. Understood? पृथ्वी का आया ही आना ही हम सबको रहने के स्थान के लिए, ताकि हम सब धर्म साधना करके परमात्मा को पाना. But the main thing itself we are not doing dharma and adhyatmikata, then the Bhumata feels that pain. Then she goes to the Brahma Indradi Devatas. Then all of them go to Narayana. Then ask him to take some avatara, come and remove all the bhara by eliminating those dushtas or rakshasas. That is what said here. Yaha prithvi bhara varanaya. Varana means removal. Bhara means bhara. Prithvi means on the earth. To remove the bhara of the prithvi, divijaihi samprarthitaha. Divija devatas. Samyak prarthitaha. With all ardent devotion, they go to the Kshira Sagara and they do the Samyak Prarthana. In the Samyak Prarthana, they express, they tell the power of these Rakshasas, they tell their own inabilities, they praise to the Lord and say, you are the only one for our rescue. Whenever we are in trouble this way, you are the one every time come and bless. Again, the occasion has come. O Lord, Anyada Sharanasti, Tavaham Sharanangata. In this way, all of them do Prarthana. That's called Samprarthita. And who the Lord, by the way, seated in the Kshirasagara is Vishnumurti in his own personal pure state, Chinmayaha. And I'm so lucky in Adhyatma Ramayana, the first name given to Lord is Chinmaya, our own Gurudev. That's why I told you Rama Janma, Gurudev's Janma happened same day in that year. So Chinmayaha, pure consciousness he is. Now, the consciousness inherently by itself has no upadhis for itself. But doesn't mean that it cannot have upadhi. It doesn't have is different from it cannot have. It doesn't have upadhi because it doesn't need upadhi with which something has to be done by it for gaining something. जरूरत नहीं है लेकिन संभावना नहीं है ऐसी बात ना. Like for a ब्रह्मज्ञानी तस्य कार्यम न विद्यते is said, not तस्य कर्म न विद्यते. उनको करने का ड्यूटी नहीं है ऐसा कहा, वो कुछ नहीं करेंगे ऐसा नहीं कहा ना. He will do the blessed work. In the same way, Lord will not have. That is what in Upanishads we saw. Pashyatya chakshuhu cha sunotya karnaha. He has no eyes, yet he sees. He has no ears, yet he listens. That is what is his inherent infinite power. So from his side, he don't need any upadhi indriya to eke out something through upadhi because he is already infinite. But for the sake of devotees, when they go to him and ask him for request or protection, etc., he just brings those ears, he listens. So by himself he is Chinmaya, but for our sake, he is the listener of our problems and he is giver of solution. Understood? So that Chinmaya Narayana, when all the devatas went and did prarthana to him, asking him to remove the Prithvi Bhara. Then what did he do? Sanjataha, he came. Where? Prithvi Tale, on the Bhumandala. Where? Ravikule. In the Surya Kula, Ravikula, Surya Vamsha, on the earth as a human being, he is born to the Dasharatha and Kausalya. Now these things, few times when you do meditation or contemplation or reflection or vicharana, we know Rama is none other than Parabrahma, but took as Manusya Avatara to fulfill the request of the devatas of eliminating Ravanadi Rakshasa. Both Sare Rakshasa. They were all destroying dharma, troubling all the Rishi Munis, sadhus, living a life of criminality. they have to be eliminated. So Sanjata Prithvi Tale Ravikule, Surya Kamshame, Bhumandalame, he has taken avatara. Then having come, did he do the work or not? What are you talking? Nishchakram Hata Rakshasaha. All over the world, whatever the terrible Rakshasas are there, Dharma ko glani kara, sabko finish kar diya. Some good Rakshasas were there, they were spared. Like Vibhishana. He is given Lanka Rajya. And all his four Amatyas, they were all spared. भगवान राक्षसों को ही नहीं, दुष्ट राक्षसों को ही मारते हैं. Not everyone. So Nishchakram Hata Rakshasaha. Nishchakram means what? Without anything spared, he has finished all the Rakshasaha. Having done, what did he do? Punaha Agatu. Again went back. From where he came? Where did he go? Brahmatvam Adyam Sthiram. His earlier primordial Brahma Sthiti, in which is always Sthira, he has went back. So he went to his Brahma Rupa means he has withdrawn from his Rama avatar. Because work is over. So Brahmatvam Adyam Sthiram Punah Agat. So this is the beauty in Adhyatma Ramayana. In the beginning only, Rama is introduced as Parabrahma. In the beginning only, the Manusha Avatara is Leela, it is said. There is no secrets that are kept regarding Parabrahma Rama. Right from beginning in Adhyatma Ramayana. So that throughout study of Ramayana, along with studying the story, along with knowing the Rama's avatar and doing Dharma Sthapana by killing Rakshasas, we are reminded also of Rama being Parabrahma, which is our ultimate goal. That is why it is called Adhyatma Ramayana. In Valmiki Ramayana, we see Rama only as Manushya, going through all the difficulties, struggling. तो वहाँ ब्रह्म तत्व राम जी का चुप चुप कर बीच बीच में होता है. खुल्लम खुल्ला इन अध्यात्म रामायण. So, having finished the Rakshasas and finished the mission accomplished, Brahmatvam Adyam Stiram Punragat. And when he did this Leela of Ramavatara killing Ravanadi, that story was what? Kirtim Papaharam Vidhaya Jagatam. For all the Laukika people of this Jagata, he left out that great his own Kirti of coming as Rama and killing Ravana, which when we study, we become devoted. When we study, we become value-oriented. When we study, we become dharmika. When we are devotee, value and dharmika, how can there is Papa in us? Therefore, Papa Haram Kirtim Vidhaya Jagatam. For the people of the Jagat, he left that great Ramayana Katha Kirti for us to study, remember, worship, so that from us the Papa Vichara, Ajnana Vichara, Adharma Vichara and Karma goes away. To that Rama who is Janaki Isha, Am Bhaje, I am saluting. So that Janaki Natha, who is Chinmaya, but when the Prarthana of Devatas came, he took his Manusha Avatara in the Surya Vamsha, then he eliminated the Adharma Karakas of all Rakshasas without sparing any of them. Once mission is accomplished, he went back to his own Parabrahma Dhama, and that Leela of Rama, from his birth up to finishing Ravana and going back, has become a great support of having faith in Bhagavan's presence, having faith in Bhagavan's power, having faith in Bhagavan's Karuna Kripa. With that, I, the Jiva, instead of struggling myself with all my negativity, I become Bhakta, invoke his grace for both Dharmartha Kama Moksha. Thus, from my life, never ever in little of Papa also remains. That's why Papa Haram Kirtim Vidhaya Tam Janakisham Bhaje. To that Janakisha Bhaja. So daily we chant this sloka for some days till Balakandam is over. That time you can feel the meaning which we have explained completely. That is enough. Okay. Now the next mantra, again about the same Rama, his Leelas are told. Vishvodbhavastitilayadishu hetumekam Mayashrayam vigatamayamachintya murtim Anandasandramamalam Nijabodharupam Sitapatim viditatatvamaham namami Sitapatim viditatatvamaham namami. See, wonderful. In these 4 lines, Sarva Brahma Tattva about Sri Ramachandra is explained. All the exhaustive details with Adi Shankaradi Bhashya and Upanishad mantra quotation I will not explain, though it is possible. But by seeing the literal meaning of these words, you will come to understand to great extent. What is Rama? In this sloka also, Aham Namami. I am doing salutation. Who is he? Sitapatim Aham Namami. My salutations to Sitapati Rama. And who is he? Vidita Tattvam. The one who is always in Tattvanubhuti. That Rama, right from beginning of this sloka, if you see, who is he? Vishwa Udvava Sthiti Laya Adishu Hetum Ekam. He is who? Bhagavan Rama is a Hetu, Karana. Which Karana? Ekam Hetum. He is the only one Karana. There is nobody other than him. No thing other than him. Karana for what? Vishwa Udbhava, Vishwa Sthiti, Vishwa Laya. सृष्टि स्थिति लय का वो एक ही है, ये तो एक ही है, वो भगवान है. एंड आदिशु मीन्स व्हाट? इन द स्थिति काल टू गिव द जीवास द फल ऑफ देयर कर्म, पुण्य का स्वर्ग सुख इत्यादि, पाप का नरक दुख आदि, और साधना का मोक्ष इत्यादि. दैट इज कॉल्ड एज आदि वर्ड मीनिंग. ओके, एंड अकॉर्डिंग टू वेदांत, भगवान इज व्हाट? हेतु फॉर दिस वर्ल्ड. Like for this anything of the created thing, the three hetus are required: the upadana hetu, the nimitta hetu, karana hetu. Even karma hetu you can add. Hetu means cause. Material cause, instrumental cause, intelligent cause. That's called nimitta, upadana, karana karana, then karma karana. So he himself is upadanam, he himself is nimitta, he himself is karana, he is himself is karma, and he appearing as this world. If this one thing is understood, all Vedanta understood. That's why in all the Vedantic texts, this is what is said in the beginning. Like in Brahma Sutra, Athato Brahma Jignasa, Janmadi Asya Yataha, Shastra Yonitvat Tattu Samanvayat. So too in Bhagavatam, Janmadhyase Yataha Anvayad Itarataha Cha Arteshu Abhignaswarat. Even in Ishavasyam, Ishavasyamitakam Sarvam, Omitye Dakshanamitakam, everywhere you see Bhagavan is spoken as the all types of karana in the making of Bhagavan, in Jagat. In that intellectual deep understanding, be attentive. We will be able to understand, accept, comprehend Bhagavan immanently present in every name and form. And with that meditative poise, we can withdraw from the appearing names and form and see the Lord transcendentally as Parabrahma. That anubhuti will be a result of deep contemplation that Bhagavan is the nimitta, upadana, karana and karma karana for this jagat. Beautiful. The whole problem is in the non-understanding of mind, non-acceptance of mind. And the solution is understanding of the mind and acceptance by the mind. That's it. There's nothing to be done. समस्या मन में अज्ञान के रूप में है, समाधान भी मन में ज्ञान के रूप में. ज्ञान अज्ञान के बीच में अविचार विचार है. When there is no avichara, when there is avichara, non-thinking, there is always ignorance. When there is vichara, contemplation, there the knowledge comes. And the basis for contemplation is the Upanishad mantras. And they are explained to us by the Anubhavi gurus like Shankara Ityatru Bhashya. Holding on to them, we can deeply do the vicharana of Vedanta Vakya that leads to the Jnanam. The Jnana removes the Jnanam, then we have Sarva Vyapaka Parabrahma Paramatma Darshanam. Beyond also immanent. We should be able to see the gold purely as gold. We should be able to see the gold in and through all ornaments. That is called as gold darshanam. So too seeing Parabrahma Paramatma beyond, seeing him in and through is called a Brahma darshanam. That all will come and we inquire and find that for the Jagat, Paramatma alone is Upadana Nimitta Karana. Avinna Nimitta Upadana Karana Karma Karanam. That is what is called the word Hetu. Vishwa Udbhava Sthiti Laya Adishu Hetum. And Ekam Hetu. Like in making a pot, there are three Hetus. Nimitta, Upadana, Karana. But they are not ekam, they are different. Pot maker is different, mud is different, the wheel and stick is different. Wheel and stick is Karana, instrument. Mud is Upadana, the material. Then the intelligence of the pot maker is Nimitta. They are different. In case of Bhagavan making the creation, he himself is the matter, the Satta Chittu. He himself is the knowledge with which he made, and he himself is the instruments with which he made the entire world. आया समझ में? धीरे धीरे सुनते रहना, सोचते रहना. So विश्वोद्भव स्थिति लय आदिषु हेतुम एकम. Explain. That's why I told you अध्यात्म रामायण is full of ज्ञानम. थोड़ा हेवी होगा, लेकिन फ्रेश माइंड से, श्रद्धा से सुनो तो नॉलेज मिलेगा. वो नॉलेज जीवन को लाइट बनाए. When you listen the light things are light which are listened, which will never allow the life to be lighter. Life continue to be the heavier only. But the heavy Vedantic knowledge, with patience, if you learn, it consequently makes the life lighter. You want to continue the life heavily or lighter? Decide pile. No, I want to make it light, then study the heavy Upanishad Jnana or Vedanta Jnana or Adhyatma Ramayana Jnana. Second line, Maya Ashrayam. Maya Ashrayam is such an interesting word. To make the world, he takes the Ashraya of the Maya, which is his own power. And Maya, on whom it depends, again for it the Ashraya is Brahmatma. To specify this, in Bhagavan Shankara, in his Tattva, Brahmashraya, Maya Namaka, Shakti Aste, in that way he begins. So here Maya Ashraya means Maya ka Ashraya. और भगवान के लिए भी माया आश्रय है, but it's not dependent. Ashraya is a word which has two meanings, positive and non-positive. In a non-positive meaning, Bhagavan is ashrita on Maya. Because, why it's non-positive? Because Bhagavan is not that way dependent on Maya. When the creation has to come, Bhagavan uses Maya. Like the owner is dependent on the servant, ashraya. That also ashraya. Servant is dependent on the owner, that is ashraya. But word is same, but the meaning is different, no? How can a master depend on the servant? उनका आश्रय का अर्थ, he is using that fellow to get the work done. वो नहीं है तो और एक को लगाएंगे, वो बिना काम किया भी चलता है. But for the servant, without the Nakari, there is no survival. Therefore, he depends on. So to Maya without Narayana cannot stay. Therefore, that way Maya ka Bhagavan he ashray. But Bhagavan without Maya he can stay. But for the creation, he takes the ashraya of the Maya. That is the meaning. Maya ashrayam. Then Vigata Mayam. That is why you see, to remove that doubt, immediately our Veda Vyasa writes Vigata Mayam. For the sake of creation, he uses Maya, but within himself there is no Maya. Therefore, when you hold on to him with Ananya Sharanagati, he removes the Maya and he reveals himself to us. That's called Mame Vaya Prapadyante Maya Metam Tarantite. Vigata Mayam. Then Achintya Murtim. See, Bhagavan is not a Chintya Murti. Chintya means contemplation or thought. Bhagavan is such a Murti who cannot be the object of the thought. He is a subject of all the thoughts. He is illuminator of the mind with all its thoughts. He himself is not illumined by the mind as a thought or concept. Therefore, Achintya Murti. If he is an Achintya Murti, then how to understand him, how to comprehend? You will experience him as your own self in the seat of contemplation meditation. So, Vishvodbhava Sthiti Layadishu Hetum Ekam Mayashrayam Vigatamayam Achintya Rupam. See, every word is Vedanta, every word is contemplative. And all these are about Bhagavan Rama. So, second line is Vigatamayam Achintya Murtim, then Ananda Sandram. Sandrata means density. Ananda Sandra is a dense Ananda. Sandra is Ghana. Ghana means no thing other than it. No gaps in it. घनीभूत चीनी शक्कर श्रीखंड बोलते हैं. घनीभूत बादल, घने बादल मतलब कोई गैप ही नहीं है बीच में. सो सांद्रता, घनता. Sandrata, the water content in the air. That's what the everyday Vatavarana Shaka tells. Bhagavan is Ananda Sandram, Ananda Kandam, Ananda Ghanibhutam. Ananda Sandram is bliss pure, solid mass of bliss. Ananda Sandram. Then Amalam. What is the Mala? Is duality. Amalam, there is no duality in him. Anything other than him is not there. Nijabodha Rupam. He is of the nature of self consciousness. Bodha, Nijabodha. Okay. What is the meaning of Nijabodha? Self illuminating. Self. He doesn't need thoughts even to illuminate him. Okay? For the objects to be illumined, they need a medium of thought. Every objective knowledge is thought knowledge. But subjective self doesn't need thought or mind. It is Nijabodha Rupam. Swa Atma Chaitanya Rupam it is. Then Sita Patim, such a Sita Pati, Vidita Tattvam. Never imagine that Rama has lost his sight of his Brahma Tattva, became husband of Sita and cried when she was kidnapped and all. No, Vidita Tattvam. Always his own essential self. And Vidita Tattvam is the ultimate goal for all of us. What is the tattva of the Jagat? What is the tattva of Ishvara? What is the tattva of me, the Jiva? Are there three or one? In the inquiry, we will know only one. Ishvara Gurratmeti Murti Vedi Bhagane, Vyomodhyaptadihaya, Dakshinamurti Namaha, one truth only. To that Rama, our salutation. So, okay. Now from here onwards, we will see into our three sloka, the Adhyatma Ramayana Mahima. Then the in beginning. Once in that Kailasa, beautiful place, Shiva Bhagavan was sitting in that very bright, brilliant place. Mata Parvati goes, does Namaskar Seva to him. Then she asks him the questions. Answer of which is the entire Adhyatma Ramayana. Therefore, what is Adhyatma Ramayana? Uma Maheshwara Samvada. Where? In Brahmaanda Purana. Who has given it to us? Sri Veda Vyasa. By Avatara, it is Rama Avatara Katha. But along with Katha, we are given the Adhyatma Jnanam also through that. We'll continue it tomorrow. Sarvam Sri Ramarpanamastu Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Avashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Sri Ramachandra Bhagavan Ki Jai. Thank you. Like every day, we'll do our Parayanams today. Our पारायणम स्तोत्रम विल बी अ बिगर वन टुडे, इसलिए मैंने थोड़ा 5 मिनट पहले क्लोज कर दिया. नाउ फर्स्ट वी चैंट अवर एवरीडे चैंट्स. ओम ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय धन्वंतरये अमृतकलशहस्ताय सर्वामय विनाशनाय त्रैलोक्यनाथाय श्री महाविष्णवे नमः. ओम भाग्याब्धि चंद्रिका भक्त चित्तकेति घनाघन रोगभरत दंभोलिर मृत्युदार कुठारिकायै नमो नमः. ओम नासै रोगहरे सब पीरा जपत निरंतर हनुमत वीरा. ओम श्री हनुमद्वीराय नमः. ओम श्री हनुमते 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 नमः. Who are coming regularly to class, please do one thing from today, the Janmashtami day. While being in the class only, forgetting the entire world, taking this class itself as the utmost important doable sadhana with full devotion. As long as the class is going on, with full alertness, attention, attend. Allow not the mind of whatever its imaginations, worries, or anxieties. Control all of them. Whether the time is little more, whether the chanting is not possible because you don't have the book, all these are concepts of mind. You are in the class listening to the pravachanam or parayanam. Be attentive in that. Take that itself as sadhana. Wherever the understandable subject is there, understand. Wherever the devotional expressions are required, do the devotion. Wherever the prayers have to be done, do prayer. Wherever with understanding to practice, you need to take some commitments, take commitment. In this way, every moment of this 1 hour class, every day, all the classes themselves should become a fully satisfying sadhana to us, so that before after also by any of the reason of health or etc., if we cannot do sadhana, never mind, at least this much should become sadhana. Along with this, before and after class also, if you are able to take out the time and intensely doing your various sadhanas of controlling senses, controlling mind, purifying the antakarana, bringing it to single pointedness, studying the Upanishads or Bhagavatam, trying to ponder over the meaning of them, then when it about the Tattva Jnanam, are able to contemplate or meditate, when it is about Bhagavan's Mahima, you are able to do the prayer. अरे बाबा ये कर रहे हो तो आप तो धन्य हो गए, आपको प्रणाम. And I request for that only for all of us. 24 घंटे we should be in sadhana. Towards that only we are gearing up. But the beginning of that is class. If we can do the class effectively, that itself is a great beginning. Okay? Remember that. Never forget. Om Sri Hanumate Namaha. 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 Shiva Smarana. See, on Janmashtami, Hanuman Smarana, Rama Smarana, Shiva Smarana, all are happening. Nrsimha Smarana. Om Namah Shivaya, 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Now, Nrsimha. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajranakaya Vidmahe Tikshna Daggashtaye Dhimahi Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Prahladaya Cha. Om Vajranakaya Vidmahe Tikshna Daggashtaye Dhimahi Tanno Narasimha Prachodayat. Om Namo Bhagavate Sri Lakshmi Narasimhaya Prahladaya Cha. Om Vajranakaya Vidmahe Tikshna Daggashtaye Dhimahi तन्नो नारसिंह प्रचोदयात्. ओं नमो भगवते श्री लक्ष्मी नारसिंहाय प्रह्लादाय च. Over. In today's Parayanam continuation, we do, as I said yesterday, Shiva Bhujanga Prayata Stotram. It has got 40 mantras. Small, small. Let us do. Try करेंगे. Just have devotion. Remember Lord Shiva in the Ananta Khanda Brahmaanda Akara, or in Shivalinga Akara, or in Dhyana Mudra, or in whatever they feel like. First focus on him. Know that he is Ishvara, Parameshwara, Jagadishwara, Sarveshwara, Sarva Samrakshaka. So to him we are extending our prayer through this Bhujanga Prayata to invoke his grace for our safety, our Atmanubhuti. भगवान. ओम अथ श्री आद्य शंकराचार्य विरचित श्री शिव भुजंग प्रयात स्तोत्रम. ओम 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 गलद्दानगंडम मिलद्भृंगशंडम चलच्चारुषुंडम जगत्राणशौंडम कनकधंतकांडम विपद्भंगचंडम शिवप्रेमपिण्डं भजे वक्रतुण्डम् अनाद्यन्तमाद्यं परं तत्त्वमर्थं चिदाकारमेकं तुरीयं त्वमेयं हरिब्रह्ममृग्यं परब्रह्मरूपं मनोवागतीतं महशैवमीढे स्वशक्त्यादिशक्त्यन्तसिंहासनस्थं मनोहारि सर्वाङ्गरत्नादिभूषम् जटाहीन्दुगङ्गा विराजत्सु मौलिं पराशक्तिमित्रं नमः पञ्चवक्त्रं शिवेशान तत्पुरुषाघोरवामा दिवि पञ्चभिर्हृन्मुखैः षड्भिरङ्गैः अनौपम्यषट्त्रिंशतिं तत्त्वविद्याम् अतीतं परं त्वां कथं वेत्ति को वा प्रवाळ प्रवाह प्रभाषोणमर्धं मरुत्वन्मणिश्रीमहश्याममर्धं गुणस्यूतमेतत् वपुश्चैवमन्तः स्मरामि स्मरापत्तिसम्पत्तिहेतुं स्वसेवा समायात देवासुरेन्द्रा नमन्मौलिमन्दारमालाभिषिक्तं नमस्यामि शम्भो पदाम्भोरुहन्ते भवाम्भोधिपातं भवानी विभाव्यं जगन्नाथमन्नाथ गौरीशनाथ प्रपन्नानुकम्पिन् विपन्नार्तिहारिन् महासोममूर्ते समस्तैकबन्धो नमस्ते नमस्ते पुनस्ते नमोऽस्तु विरूपाक्ष विश्वेश विश्वादिदेव त्रयीमूलशम्भो शिवत्र्यम्बकत्वं प्रसीद स्मर त्राहि पश्यावमुक्त्यै क्षमां प्राप्नुहि त्र्यक्षमां रक्ष मोहात् महादेव देवेश देवादिदेव स्मरारे पुरारे यमारे हरेति ब्रुवाण स्मरिष्यामि भक्त्या भवन्तं ततो मे दयाशील देव प्रसीद त्वदन्यः शरण्यः प्रपन्नस्य नेति प्रसीद स्मरन्नेव हन्यास्तु दैन्यं न चेत्ते भवेद् भक्तवात्सल्यहानि ततो मे दयाळो दयां सन्निधेहि अयं दानकालस्त्वहं दानपात्रः भवानेव दाता त्वदन्यन्न याचे भवद्भक्तिमेव स्थिरां देहि मह्यं कृपाशीलशम्भो कृतार्थोऽस्मि तस्मात् पशुं वेत्सि चेन्मां त्वमेवाधिरूढः कलङ्कीति वा मूर्ध्नि धत्से त्वमेव द्विजिह्व पुनस्तेऽपि ते कण्ठभूषा त्वदङ्गीकृताः सर्वेऽपि धन्याः न शक्नोमि कर्तुं परद्रोहलेशं कथं प्रीयसे त्वं न जाने गिरीश तदा हि प्रसन्नोऽसि कस्यापि कान्ता सुतद्रोहिणो वा पितृद्रोहिणो वा स्तुतिं ध्यानमर्चां यथावत् विधातुं भजन्नप्यजानन् महेशावलम्बे त्रसन्तं सुतं त्रातुमग्रे मृकण्डोः यमप्राणनिर्वापणं त्वत्पदाब्जं शिरोदृष्टिहृद्रोगशूलप्रमेह ज्वरार्शो जरायक्ष्महि काविशार्तान् त्वमाद्योऽभिषक् भेषजं भस्म शम्भो त्वमुल्लङ्घयास्मान् वपुर्लाघवाय दरिद्रोऽस्म्य भद्रोऽस्मि भग्नोऽस्मि दूये विषण्णोऽस्मि सन्नोऽस्मि खिन्नोऽस्मि चाहं भवान् प्राणिनामन्तरात्मासि शम्भो ममादिं न वेत्सि प्रभो रक्ष मां त्वं त्वदक्ष्णोः कटाक्षः पतेत्र्यक्षयत्र क्षणं क्ष्मा च लक्ष्मीः स्वयं त्वं वृणाते स्वयं तं वृणाते किरीटस्फुर चामरच्छत्रमाला कलाची गजक्षौमभूषा विशेषैः भवान्यै भवायापि मात्रे च पित्रे मृडान्यै मृडायाप्यघघ्नै मखघ्ने शिवाङ्ग्यै शिवाङ्गाय कुर्मः शिवायै शिवायाम्बिकायै नमस्त्र्यम्बकाय भवद्गौरवं मल्लघुत्वं विदित्वा प्रभो रक्ष कारुण्यदृष्ट्यानुगं मां शिवात्मानुभावस्तु तावक्षमोऽहं स्वशक्त्या कृतं मे पराधं क्षमस्व यदा कर्णरन्ध्रं व्रजेत् कालवाह द्विषत्कण्ठघण्टाघणत्कारनादः वृषाधीशमारुह्य देवौपवाह्यं तदा वत्समाभिरिति प्रीणयत्वं यदा दारुणा भाषणा भीषणा मे भविष्यन्त्युपान्ते कृतान्तस्य दूताः तदा मन्मनस्त्वत्पदाम्भोरुहस्तं कथं निश्चलं स्यान्नमस्तेऽस्तु शम्भो यदा दुर्निवारव्यतोऽहं शयानो लुठन्निश्वसन्निःसृता व्यक्तवाणीः तदा जह्नुकन्या जटालङ्कृतन्ते जटामण्डलं मन्मनो मन्दिरं स्यात् यदा पुत्रमित्रादयो मत्सकाशे रुदन्त्यस्यः कीदृशीयं दशेति तदा देवदेवेश गौरीश शम्भो नमस्ते शिवायेत्यजस्रं ब्रुवाणि यदा पश्यतां मामसौ वेत्ति नास्मान् अयं श्वास एवेति वाचो भवेयुः तदा भूतिभूषं भुजङ्गावनद्धं पुरारे भवन्तं स्फुटं भावयेयं यदा यातना देहसन्दोहवाही भवेदात्मदेहेन मोहो महान् मे तदाकाशशीतांशुसङ्काशमीश स्मरारेव पुस्ते नमस्ते स्मरामि यदा पारमच्छायमस्थानमद्भिः जनैर्वा विहीनं गमिष्यामि मार्गं तदा तं निरुन्धन् कृतान्तस्य मार्गं महादेव मह्यं मनोज्ञं प्रयच्छ यदा रौरवादी स्मरन्नेव भीत्या व्रजाम्यत्र मोहं महादेव घोरं तदा मामहो नाथकस्तारयिष्यति अनाथं पराधीनमर्धेन्दुमौळे यदा श्वेतपत्रायतालङ्घ्य शक्तेः कृतान्ताद्भयं भक्तवात्सल्यभावात् तदा पाहि मां पार्वती वल्लभान्यं न पश्यामि पातारमेतादृशं मे इदानीमिदानीं मृतिर्मे भवित्री त्यहो सन्ततं भवित्रीति इदानीमिदानीं मृतिर्मे भवित्रीति अहो सन्ततं चिन्तया पीडितोऽस्मि कथं मे हि मा भून्मृतौ भीतिरेषा नमस्ते अगतीनां गते नीलकण्ठ अमर्यादमेवाहमाबालवृद्धौ हरन्तं कृतान्तं समीक्ष्यास्मि भीतः मृतौ तावकाङ्घ्र्यब्जदिव्यप्रसादात् भवानी पतेर्निर्भयोऽहं भवामि जराजन्मगर्भादिवासादि दुःखानि असह्यानि जह्यां जगन्नाथदेव भवन्तं विना मे गतिर्नैव शम्भो दयाळो न जागर्ति किं वा दयाते शिवायेति शब्दो नमः पूर्व एष स्मरन् मुक्तिकृन्मृत्युहा तत्त्ववाची महेशानमागान् मनस्तो वचस्तः सदा मह्यमेतत् प्रदानं प्रयच्छ त्वमप्यम्ब मां पश्य शीतांशुमौळि प्रिये भेषजं त्वां भवव्याधिशान्तौ बहुक्लेशभाजं पदाम्भोजपोते भवाब्धौ निमग्नं नयस्वाद्यपारम् अनुद्यल्ललाटाक्षिवह्नि प्ररोहैः अवामस्फुरच्चारुवामोरुशोभैः अनङ्गभ्रमत् भोगिभूषा विशेषैः अचन्द्रार्थचूडैरलं देवतैर्नः अकण्ठे कलङ्कादनङ्गे भुजङ्गात् अपाणौ कपालादफालेन लाक्षात् अमौळौ शशङ्कादवामे कळत्रात् अहं देवम् अन्यं न मन्ये महादेव शम्भो गिरीश त्रिशूलिन् त्वयेदं समस्तं विभातीति यस्मात् शिवादन्यथा दैवतं नाभिजाने शिवोऽहं 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 यतो जायतेदं प्रपञ्चं विचित्रं स्थितं याति यस्मिन् यदेकान्तमन्ते सकर्मादिहीनः स्वयं ज्योतिरात्मा शिवोऽहं 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 किरीटे निशेषो ललाटे हुताशो भुजे भोगिराजो गळे काडिमा च तनौ कामिनी यस्य तत्तुल्यदेवं न जाने न जाने न जाने न जाने अनेन स्तवेनादरादम्बिकेशं परां भक्तिमासाद्ययं येन मन्ति मृतौ निर्भयास्ते जनास्तं भजन्ते हृदं भोजमध्ये सदासीनमीशं भुजङ्गप्रिया कल्पशम्भोमयैवं भुजङ्गप्रयातेन वृत्तेन क्लुप्तं वरस्तोत्रमेतत् पठित्वोरुभक्त्या सुपुत्रायुरारोग्यमैश्वर्यमेति सुपुत्रायुरारोग्यमैश्वर्यमेति. Om Namah Shivaya. Beautiful. Tomorrow we do Dakshinamurti Stotram Stavarajam also. Yeah, two we can do. Then day after we'll do the Dakshinamurti Varnamala Stotram. Then we will do Mrityunjaya Manasika Puja. So one more, 10 more days Shiva Stotras. Then the Vishnu, Rama, Krishna, also Hanuman, Devi Stotra. Om, 1 minute. Raghunanda Ananda Kanda Kosala Chanda Dasharatha Nandana. Om Bhur Bhusam Siddhavarinyam Bhargo Devasarindram Sudhya Devasarya Prasad Pranaya Panayana Dham Dakshayami. Om वेदांत वेद कृष्ण नवनीत चोर कृष्ण नित्यमंगलम भक्तजनाधार कृष्ण परमदया भारती कृष्ण मुक्ति संदायक कृष्णामूर्ति मंगलम गीतामृतदात कृष्ण परम योगीश कृष्ण पार्थ सारथि रूप कृष्ण सर्वमंगलम राम सर्वमंगलम मधुर सर्वोम तत्सूदारकम नारायण सीता वल्लभ राम मंगलम गुरुदेव मंगलम सूक्ष्म पार्षद रूपा गीताचार्य बोल सियावर रामचंद्र भगवान की जय राधावर कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय उमावर चंद्रचूड़ भगवान की जय रामायण महाभारत भागवत उपनिषद गीता आदि समस्त सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृति शास्त्र की जय ब्रह्मसूत्र योग वासिष्ठ भातंजलि योग सूत्र अध्यात्म रामायण सूत संहिता शिव पुराणादि समस्त सनातन धर्म वैदिक संस्कृति शास्त्र की जय वेदव्यास सुखदेव सूतादि भागवताचार्य की जय विश्वामित्र विश्व वाल्मीकि तुलसीदास आदि रामायणाचार्य की जय वेदव्यास वैशंपायन याज्ञवल के आद्य शंकरादि ब्रह्म विद्याचार्य की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय आज की आनंद की जय नमः पार्वती पदे हर हर महादेव हर सर्वत्र गोविंद नाम संकीर्तनम गोविंद गोविंद जानकी जीवन स्मरण जय जय राम राम अम्बे माता की जय श्री कृष्णचंद्र भगवान की जय. All of you. Wonderful Dhoom Dham today in Mathura, Vrindavanam, in Dwaraka, all those places. Very good. We have done our upasanas to whatever possible. Night at 11:40, I may do some chanting and put on the laptop. You can join if you want Skype as well as YouTube. Thank you all. See you. Hari Om. Jai Sri Krishna. Mm.